It's my site delays for a good 20 seconds or so.
It delays. All right, I think we're live.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Let me make sure we're live.
Oh, I got an email, but I don't have it popping up on my screen. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
Watch live.
We're live. Hey, everybody, coming to you live from the power of the internet. It's the Coffee with Cowlazars and Kpro. So, here we are.
When did that at Kpro happen?
Yeah, I know. Well, nobody knew you were going to be here, I don't think. It's a surprise, right? Surprise, everybody.
Surprise.
So let me actually watch the show the right way so I can see what's going on. I don't even know if anybody's watching right now, but we'll figure it out.
Oh, there's already 10. And so I'll ask the question. Mike's shirt, do you see Goonies or do you see a backwards Goonies?
It's probably backwards, right?
Is it?
I got to figure all these internets out.
No, we need to ask the chat room. The chat room's the peeps.
Well, actually, I'm about to turn the video on right now. I'll be able to tell you. Let me mute that. You're watching the video, right?
No, I have to do skip ad. I was watching an ad. I'm sorry.
I got you. Yeah, it is backwards. Yeah, it's backwards. I have to figure that out.
Gosh, those tech guys, they got to figure this stuff out.
Oh, Copper Dan said, I'm so surprised. Is that because Kpro's on the show? I think that was a little sarcasm.
Copper Dan.
I ordered my piece from Copper Dan. Did you? Did anybody else? Anybody?
You know what? I'm not real good. I need to talk with you because I'm not real good at this. I've only bought coins.
Right. All right. Oh, you mean how to order one? Okay.
Yeah, like eBay and all that stuff.
I'll give you mine because I know what sequence number I'm getting, and then I'll order another one for me. How about that?
Wow, kind. You're so kind.
It's all about you.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
All right, everybody. So welcome to Coffee with Cowlazars and Kpro. So we're just winging it. There was no like set agenda and this is what we're going to talk about and all that. We just thought we'd come in and talk to the chat and see what you guys want to talk about. Yeah, I know it's backwards, everybody. I'm going to have to figure out why that is because I don't know at this point. Actually, I do know. I flipped my screen, then I flipped it back because your screen, I don't know. It's confusing. I'll get it figured out by Monday. How about that? I got all weekend to play with this. I
actually don't think it's that big. If it's that big of a deal, people chill. It's really, that's not the highest priority. But
when we do the panel on Monday, the names of everybody was backwards as well.
Oh,
yeah, except for mine. Only mine was right. Now people think I'm a jerk.
Mine's right. Oh no, we've known that for a long time.
Yeah,
right?
I don't even see yours up, so that's weird.
Oh, I see mine. I see yours, but okay.
That's weird.
Kpro drinking coffee, sled neck. Dear Lord, are you kidding me?
Nah, I'm drinking coffee, everybody. Even though it's coffee, you drink whatever you want to.
Yes, exactly. So sled neck.
I don't think. Do you drink coffee at all?
I cannot have caffeine afternoon, or I am up
after
forever.
12 o'clock?
I'm already.
Oh, okay.
I usually try to go to bed between midnight and 2, and so if I have coffee, it's like a 4 to 5 thing, and that's not a good day the next day when I go to work. So no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should read the poem backwards. That's pretty good, Dave. I like that. And we could actually, because I got it right here. But all right. So this is what I wanted to do. This was my original thought when I asked Christy to add it to her schedule. Isn't that schedule that's on YouTube pretty awesome? The YouTube schedule? Because I never remember when people are going live, what show's on. Half the time somebody texts me and says, oh, you should get in here. And then I'm like, what's on? I don't even know who's on or what time. I space for me personally. So I thought Thursdays is open. So why not after Shelly, after the softer side? I was going to call this the harder side, but I thought that would be inappropriate. So just a joke, Shelly, just a joke. So I thought, yeah, well, I'll jump on after they're done, right? At 7 p.m. Pacific. And to just talk about treasure hunts. But some feedback I've gotten is no coin selling, no raffle, no fundraiser. Let's just talk about treasure hunts. Let's get back to the basics, like what the vlogs used to be like a year ago. So I understand that, everybody. So we won't do any of that stuff. And actually, there's a Thrill the Chase book giveaway that we're going to be doing here in a little while, but I'll talk about that later on. And that's another thing I used to do was give away books. I gave away 7 for the Grand Adventure, and I think I've given away a couple more. Oh, we got coins. That's right.
Is this a we now? I love it when you say we at certain times.
Always we. Don't make me get the Cowlazars t-shirt and put it on.
Yeah. Okay.
Bailey's and Copper Dan's coffee. Do the show in a mirror.
Ew.
Yeah. 1 a.m. where Rob is? What? Where's that at, Rob G? This is kind of like being in Fenn's vault. I don't know what
I'm
that
saying
means, but okay.
nothing like it. It is totally different. That's what I just said to Jimmy Fast. What do you think, Mike? Do you think this is kind of the same?
Not at all. It's not at all. Although we're both here, so I guess it's a little bit. It's kind of the same, a little bit. So, hey, we.
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment. No selling coins. That sucks. Right on, Copper Dan. But
Right.
I have to. I will tease the heck out of it. Just wait for the off season. Just you wait.
Aren't we in the off season? October 1st is Monday. I mean, how far does the season go? The searching season.
Until the things are a little bit further along, they're not going to be announced about what's happening in the off season.
Oh, right. No, I meant date-wise. Is there an official end of the Forrest Fenn search season? October 1st? Do people go in the snow? I guess some people do.
Well, no, but some people say it's the official last day of summer, and we have gotten there. But also, I think it was Fenn Treasure Hunter said, in New Mexico, you can go another month or two. Up north, yeah, it's already snowing. So, I mean, it depends on your area. Use good sense. If you're an 80-year-old man and you can't get out in the ice and all that, don't go.
Don't go. Although you know what he said, if you knew exactly where it was, you could probably find it in any weather. But he's not talking to the searchers who don't know where it is. He meant if you knew exactly where it was. See how he does that? He twists things a little bit. And people are like, he's talking to me. I know where it is.
No, but he said that before the safety issues. He has said now,
that's right.
Don't be unsafe.
That's right. That's right. And I wouldn't go out there in the winter time anyway. Are you people crazy?
When do you go out there, Mike?
I go to the Strip, and that's an adventure too. That's a search of a different kind, but the Strip's pretty crazy. I thought of doing a vlog from the Strip. Would you guys want to see that? It's kind of a different kind of treasure hunt, but like Fremont Street.
You got to ask the chat room.
Yeah. Would you guys watch it? I wonder if I could go live on Fremont Street. I don't know how that would work without Wi-Fi, but it would be cool if I could, though, right? Just walk around and show you the craziness down on Fremont Street.
Well, you did a pretty good video of Santa Fe, and some of it was live, some of it was still, some of it was like from your car. That was an awesome one, like the holistic. And Ramblin' Pam did one. It was mostly stills. Mm-hmm. She did a great one too. You guys have some gift of splicing all that together. It's awesome.
Well, that's what I usually do is videos where I can edit it and I can put in an intro and I can put in an outro. And I usually put the kids at the very end of my stuff. So to be on YouTube Live is a little bit different for me, but I figure that's kind of what everybody's doing. So I thought I would do it. Yeah, right. But I can tell you this, it's not going to be every Thursday, everybody. I am too busy. I mean, I've got Monday show with Kpro. I've got the abduction. And then, me and Kpro work full time. She's got kids. I got kids. We're busy. I'm busy. I don't want to speak for her, but I'm busy. So I don't think it's going to be every Thursday. And the other thing is I don't want to be committed to every Thursday and then I don't have anything to say. So now I'm just kind of going over the same stuff that everybody else has kind of gone over. I don't want to do that. I want to go live and actually talk about something if I got something new or there's something to announce. Or, or I can do a different take on something that's already been discussed. But I don't want to just come on and say, hey, everybody, what do you think the Blaze is today? Well, it's the same thing you thought it was, a month ago and all that.
Mike's fearful of commitment every Thursday.
I started to watch the softer side, and I couldn't commit to it, so I can't watch that either. But does that make sense, everybody? You don't want to if I got something interesting to talk about, then I'll go live on Thursdays. But if I don't, then I'm not going to come.
Wait, Mondays.
Your show as well. That's right. It's not just going to be, and we'll split it up. Actually, we talk about it on both. I think there's enough info out there to talk about it on both.
I think there will be enough info
I know there will be enough info. She's got all the secrets, people. She's got all the secrets. Sometimes I think she hasn't told me everything either, but I'm not sure yet.
Oh, I haven't told. You've been around a hot second. Love you, Mike, but you've been around a hot second. Cynthia, I will tell you, if Cynthia is in this room, and I know she's not, Cynthia knows all the secrets. Cynthia, but she keeps them. She's a good BFF.
What are you trying to say?
You just got to earn it a little longer.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Oh, there's another Thor. Yeah. Okay. I'm drinking. Hey, go ahead, Mike.
Brad Jones, do I still have the large wall map you sent me? Not this map. What wall map? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. It's right here. Now, duh. Yeah, it's right here. I still have it. Here. It's right here. And I still have the push pins in it. Sorry, when I heard wall map, I thought of the Thrill of the Chase wall map. I don't like the way this is set up, so I'm definitely going to change things around. I just don't have much room here, so bear with me, everybody. But yeah, the push pins are still there, and the next grand adventure, that's what I'm going to use the map for. I've already got a puzzle figured out for that map. I just don't know when I'm going to have the time to do the next grand adventure, that's all.
Now, are you like hardwired where you're at, or can you move to different places to make sure that you have the room around you, or is that like anchored? Are you anchored into that location?
No, I don't have much room, but I could move it if I absolutely needed to. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm Ethernet plugged in, if that's what you're asking. It's Ethernet connected.
Well, that's what you told me I had to do. So I didn't know if that's
exactly.
why you're in a certain spot, because it looks like the other part of your, like when you were the other way, there's a room down that way.
Yeah,
that
there is. There. But it's small here. It's just a small apartment, so, you know. I'd make a comment, but I won't. All right, Odious Soul, how you doing?
Shannon!
Oh, thanks, Odious Soul.
Hi, she's awesome. I love her.
Now, see, there's somebody who has an opinion and started making videos.
And she started making really smart videos with a lot of good data and good content. That's what I want. And I'm trying to get that good balance on Monday nights. And basically Shannon, it's just basically Shannon, like what she does, like really good stuff, really wonderful person. You can tell in her heart and tells a little bit about herself. That's it. I want to be sister from another mister right there.
Did you just say sister from another mister? I've never heard that before.
Well, just like you haven't heard Sean say brother from another mother?
Yeah, I've heard that one. That's common. I've never heard sister from another mister.
Yeah, oh my God, it's
that's kind of funny.
The same way. Okay, so I love her. Oh, and RF Heck, Susie's in the house too. There's too many people to.
So do you want to talk about Monday's panel for the Kpro Cow powwow? I don't know if any of that's what you're gonna do. You don't have to mention names, but
okay.
No, we're not gonna mention anything.
You don't know what can be said and not said, so
right. So I'm not gonna say anything. That's why I said, do you want to? I didn't say anything.
Yes, I will be happy to. So we're gonna have the first ladies panel, and I can't do the voice.
Ladies. It's a Facebook thing. That's all.
So we are going to have probably 4 to 6. I'll just technology and stuff. We never know. 4 to 6 searchers, lady searchers, and we're going to be talking about search partners, boots on the ground. How do they differ for a woman searcher versus a man searcher? And then also, like when you boots on the ground alone, Cynthia and I both boots on the ground alone. I boots on the ground with a family member. I boots on the ground alone. How does that differ? And we're going to talk about packs and that sort of thing, just how that conversation differs. And picking a partner, I picked a partner I didn't know off of a forum. So that's a whole adventure.
Was it female or male?
Male.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know. I'm trying to ask what somebody else would know.
We should get to know each other sometime, Mike.
Yeah, right.
I think it'll be fantastic because we have some that search with spouses. We have some that search with boyfriend, girlfriend. We have some that search alone. We have some that search with just different people. And how do you actually go through the process of searching as well? When you hit, when you're I saw a really good video of one of the couples that were battling, and there were words being exchanged, and
really?
It's very interesting to watch that. So we are going to talk about that. I will say, I put a lot of feelers out. I have twice as many female searchers than I can get on the show. Like Mike and I have talked. I like the 4-pack. I'll go to the 6-pack, but after the 6-pack, it just becomes really challenging. So if you don't get on this time, I'm going to be rotating, and I don't want to say all who will be on. There will be some.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. There's going to be at least a searcher that's never been on, but known on the blogs. There's going to be a couple searchers that are tubers. There's going to be a couple searchers that have only been on the forums. So there's a little bit of everybody. Everybody will have some time to introduce themselves, and then we'll absolutely not ignore the chat room. And I did that a little. I'm sorry. I was like overwhelmed trying to. So and Mike has to be there. We tried to get him so he could be bounced out of the room, but not and do the tech stuff. He's going to have to. So Mike, you're going to have to be with the ladies.
I will mute this, and I'll just be the moderator. I'll go through the chat room. I'm serious. You guys don't want my perspective, so you guys do your thing, and I'll just ask questions from the chat room. Although I had one question, but I don't know if that's appropriate or not.
No, I think you're a good guy to have around in a pinch when the ladies are around. So
So
we'll have you in there.
I don't know if this is something you want to bring up on the panel, but what about the bathroom issue when you're out in the woods? How do you guys do that? I know guys is pretty easy, the bathroom issue, but for the what do you girls do when you're out there in the woods? I mean,
Yeah, maybe
just
we'll
yeah,
answer that on Monday. I
yeah.
mean, and
I
if you
mean,
really want to know, I mean, we'll
I thought
like
the
it's one
answer
of
was going to
those
be
like
we hold it. Yeah,
well,
okay.
no, but it could be like a don't ask, don't tell. I mean, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
We can answer those kinds of questions since they are obviously on your mind, Mike.
It just popped in my head when you said female searchers and how things are different for us. So that's the first thing I thought of. Physically, how they're different. Oh, me with a wig on. That's nice, Minotaur. Little lipstick I could do as the video plays Monday. All of a sudden there's lipstick, and then all of a sudden there's makeup, and then I got a dress
He's from
on by the end.
Vegas. He might be on that strip. He talked about the strip. That might be something like that
Yeah,
whole.
you see that a
You
lot
never
out
know.
there. So Copper Dan mentioned you're doing a coin giveaway. Do you want to mention something about that, Dan? Is that what I saw go by the chat? And is that related to the piece I just ordered? That's what I need to know.
Wait, who's doing a coin giveaway?
Copper Dan said something about a coin something, but it's further up. He just scrolled by, so he'll mention it if that's true. He'll mention it. Yeah, Copper Squad. That's right, David Dow. That's basically it.
Oh dear Lord, you men! You know what?
Well,
we might
right?
even shut it down. If you're male, you can't even watch.
And that's
I mean,
why I
come on.
said I'll just listen.
Yeah,
you guys.
you know what? You are muted.
If you want the opinion, you're gonna get it though. So be careful.
Oh, don't you worry. We're going to outnumber you by so many. It won't. So those I did want to say, and I think I said it. If you're not on this one, I never knew if I did a shout out to all the women searchers. I have so many interested and I can't get them all on. So I want to do between 4 and 6 and nothing more than that. And that includes Mike. I mean, we can't bounce him. So that includes Mike. So we'll just have fun with it, but you'll be on. We're going to do one of these monthly and see how they go and have different topics. So
how about the abduction? Can we invite some other? How about a female only abduction?
Wait a minute.
Show. What do you say?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can put everybody in your show. That's your thing. He's saying yes, a coin is going with a piece. So every single
piece.
one.
So one is going to get a coin, and that's an awesome idea, actually.
That is an awesome idea.
I've already reached out to the person that owns the coin that corresponds to the piece that I'm getting, so I want to see if they'll sell it, but they haven't got back to me yet. So, because wouldn't it be neat to have the copper coin with the copper piece? I mean, it just makes sense, right?
I'm not commenting on that because there's a lot of possibilities that can come up this off season.
That's true. There's a lot of things happening.
All
right. So if any of the ladies that are going to be on the show or not on the show because you can't fit in. Yeah, if you can't fit in on the show, email me if you want to be on the after abduction, and then maybe we could have some.
And Sean, I need to hear from Allie. She got one of the invites, I will say, and I haven't heard from her, and I have several people vying for that spot. So I am so glad she said Papa Squad. I'm so excited. I'm so glad Mike's conversation piece has started.
But what we used to do when I was a little kid camping is we would take the milk carton, the plastic milk box, and you cut a hole in it, and you actually nail a toilet seat to it. Boom! Homemade toilet. You just put it down, and you do what you got to do.
I will be.
And there's a little tip for you.
We will see what our panel comes up with because we have a searcher that's been out 300 times, and we have one that's been out 5 times.
I know who that is. Okay.
Oh, shush. You don't.
There's only one searcher that's been out 300 times, wouldn't you say?
That's not true. No.
Really? Okay.
I know 2 females that have been out at least 300. They don't talk about it because everybody talks about it. It's like the famous "you've never been out." Everybody then makes judgments and says stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
Or have I? No, I haven't. I haven't. But if I do go, what if I didn't tell anybody? Huh?
You guys, you know what? You guys need to stop about all the women connotation. This is a lady's perspective. Don't tell me because I know some of you in the room making jokes have said to me you would like to partner up. So I will call you out if you guys make fun of the women. This isn't about making fun of the ladies here. And I see a couple of you and don't make me go there. So this is supposed to be truly a women's perspective of how searching is different. Search partnering is different. Doesn't have to be sex. I mean, my first search partner was my sibling. So totally different. So it doesn't have to go there like you boys always do.
Try not to crack too many jokes.
Oh, you're on mute. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to mute myself. That's all. So
mute yourself the whole time, or there'll be another apology video, and I'm not.
That'd be funny. All right, 300 trips is fine as long as you're taking care of your responsibilities at home first. That's true, Minotaur. That's true. As long as everything, you have the money and the time and everything else is good. That's true. I agree with that.
Nice.
But what's the percentage of people that have the money and the time? I wonder.
Well, no, if it's an hour from you, how can you say you don't have the time? I mean, it's if you lived in the Rockies,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
your
that's
search
true.
location was right down the street,
Right.
and Redneck Express, no, not because there's going to be some new people. So you just wait and you just watch. Let's
Redneck
just,
Express. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I
yeah,
see. People are guessing now. Okay.
yeah, let's just wait. Yeah, I mean, come on, boys, just relax, get a drink. It's okay.
Or coffee,
So,
whatever you want to do.
oh no, I think
Monday's
well,
usually a drink. Yeah, it's true. I do have some more of the
Monday.
Buffalo Trace bourbon left over from breakfast tea and bourbon, so maybe I'll bust that out Monday.
Okay. What else do you want to talk about, Mike?
Okay,
This is your
so
channel. I
Thrill
can't
the
drag it.
Chase. Yeah, I know. Thrill the Chase. I tell you guys a story. So the drawing was a Thursday, right, in Santa Fe. The drawing that we did for Jay Diggins. Well, one of the items had not arrived yet. Somebody shipped an item to the store, to the Collected Works bookstore. So we knew I had the tracking number, so I knew it was going to arrive. So it was in the drawing, and somebody won it. But I had to go to the Collected Works bookstore Friday to pick that item up. Well, when I get there, the people at the store said, no, that's not here. We don't know what you're talking about. And then I showed them my phone, like, here, it says it was delivered an hour ago. So they had to go in the back, and they're looking through all these packages. They can't find it. But for some reason, and I still don't understand why, they said, is this it? And they give me a package. Well, I could just tell by looking at the package it wasn't it. It wasn't big enough. But the package was from a searcher. Nevin, he said I could use his name, Nevin. You guys may know him. And he also donated to the drawing, to the fundraiser for Jamie. So I thought maybe this was supposed to be in the drawing, but it's not what I was looking for. So I took it. In other words, I opened it, and what it was a Thrill of the Chase book. And there was, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a Thrill of the Chase book in the drawing? Somebody gave away a copy of the book.
Yes. Oh, gave the one that he won on the contest on Thor. And I will say that the whole reason this happened is because you guys don't know how to follow simple directions. Don't ship stuff to Collected Works bookstore, and you kept doing it, and just caused mayhem. And some of you gave stuff to Forrest, and some of you gave stuff to Mike, and I had some stuff. Some of you shipped stuff to Cynthia. We worked it out, but
somehow.
There now is a positive out of all this. Keep going, Mike.
Yeah, so I took the book, and I'm driving back to Las Vegas. I mean, Friday night is when I went back. Well, I finally get a hold of Nevin, and he's like, no, that wasn't for the drawing. I sent that back because they sent me the wrong book. He wanted Too Far to Walk. He paid for Too Far to Walk, and they sent him the Thrill of the Chase on accident. So basically, I stole a book, I think is what happened. But he said, yeah, right. So, but and I think he even came up with the idea. He said, if you give that book to somebody, then you can keep it, and I'll pay for it. In addition. So Nevin was nice enough to pay for the book. And what I'm going to do is I want to give it to a searcher. But here's the deal. I want to give it to somebody that donated to Jamie. So I know the people that donated. You have to have donated to Jamie. And I want to give it to somebody who does not own the Thrill of the Chase. Now, that might be a little bit hard. So if you donated and you do not have a copy of the Thrill of the Chase, email me. And I'm going to go through the emails, say whatever emails I get by Sunday, and then I'll randomly pick somebody to send that book to. So, Nevin, thank you. He didn't have to pay for the book. He could have told me, well, you just bought a new book. But instead, he said, I'll pay it and give it to somebody. So that's what we're going to do. I think it would be nice to give somebody that donated to Jamie. And hopefully I can find somebody that doesn't own a copy.
Oh, my gosh. There's so many.
Yeah,
and
right.
I do have, now, is it somebody that, so one of the people that won a book on one of the Thor contests, he said, I have a book, but look at my book. And the book was like falling into pieces because he bought it.
Yeah, and that's okay. In other words, you need a new copy. Yeah, that's okay too. So, and then I'd like it to be somebody that's in the chat room tonight. I mean, if you don't watch this video, you're not going to know about this, right? So you were in the drawing, you need a copy, you've never owned a copy, and you're in the chat. Send me an email and I'll pick somebody and I'll send them the book next week sometime.
If
thanks, Nevin.
If they accuse you of larceny, are they still applicable for the chase?
Yeah, people call me all kinds of names. Have you guys ever seen Reddit? Yeah, I have a pretty thick skin. People call me all kinds of stuff.
There's an unnamed forum out there. Have you seen? I have it worse than you, my friend.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we're both kind of the same in that way, right? No, I did not, Minotaur. No, I did not. But at least I'm not sticking my hand in butt cracks. What were you guys talking about the other night? The Homa Brown was a butt or something? I don't know. I'm not going to go there.
Justin is brilliant. Don't you mess with my Justin.
Okay, so the other thing is, there is something I looked up that I've always been curious about, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Um, um, bu- 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 So, Mysterious Writings from October 14th of 2016. This was the weekly words. You know, he gives out a word. This is what Forrest said. He said, I could have written the poem before I hid the treasure chest, but I didn't. F. Doesn't that contradict everything he said since then? About getting cancer and then 15 years, and then he hid the treasure chest when he was 79 or 80. He said, I could have written the poem before I hid the treasure chest, but I didn't. Does anybody got any thoughts on that? Because I'm over here scratching my head going, that doesn't make any sense.
I totally have a thought, but I'm going to wait for the chat room because there are peeps. We've got to listen to our peeps.
I'm watching.
Okay.
Oh, Jim
Okay.
Ellison says he donated. He doesn't have one, so.
Woo! Okay, there's at least one right there. And I just gave mine to Bill Kaiser. So I don't have one. I have all the others. I donated. So
you don't own a copy of the Thrill of the Chase currently?
I had 4 and I gave them all away on Thor, and then I just gave, well, Bill's going to give it back. I'm not going to be one for this because then people will say rigged because, you know, you're like partnered with me. So we don't want to go there, but.
Okay. All right, Jim Ellison, email me. Everybody email me. That way I can look you up and all that and make sure it's legit. And then somebody will get that book. It's a brand new copy. And I don't know if it's one of the ones that Forrest Fenn signed or not. I didn't actually open it. But it might even still be in the plastic. I don't know. I have to look around and figure out what I did with it.
The last one that I gave out on Thor as a contest, it had all of my notes on it from the first time. And I was like, you know what? I don't have the chest. This will just take them off into buddy holes. So I left the circles of this is important. I left them all on there. So sorry.
Minotaur says, F says, unlock the clues scattered in the book, and then says the hints aren't intentionally placed. What's up with that? Well, I think what he means is there's no place that says, hey, these are the hints. They're not intentionally placed. You have to figure out what they are. That's what I think he means by intentionally
subtle.
placed.
They're subtle. They're not I believe, for example, he talks about Ojo Caliente. I think subtly he's saying it's something like Ojo Caliente. It's not Ojo Caliente. Something like that. Subtle, not blatant.
Well, somebody asked him how many hints, and he said a couple, and then there's some aberrations that live out on the edge, right? So personally, I think there has to be a hint to where warm waters halt in the book, because otherwise, how the heck are we supposed to find it? So I think that's one of the hints. But they're not intentionally placed, meaning there's not a chapter that you would know, oh, this must be it. You've got to figure out where it is.
Well, you do have an answer from Aaron Ramsey. Says I think he's talking about where location is hidden in poem. It's before end. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it sounds intriguing.
He's talking Cowlazars about.
Wait, Sean Martinez, Cowlazars, if that's correct, he hid it prior to writing the poem or the release of the book, 1 to 10 years prior, possibly.
But Forrest has said he was 79 or 80 when he hid the chest. I know AGK has had videos where they say Forrest has only said don't go where a 79 or 80-year-old man would go. Not that he hid the chest, but in other interviews he said I was 79 or 80 when I hid it. So that timeline doesn't make sense.
I'm going to throw out what I think. When he said he could have written it beforehand, but he didn't, I think he meant finalized. I think the raid in 2009 changed the game for him. What's her name? Cynthia just wrote a blog that every item was cataloged because of that raid. I think he had to change some things. And we already know Chip and some others, Sasha, some others have said they know the throw on the bones and stones and bones. And I don't. Yeah. So we know, I think he meant finalized. I think obviously the poem had been out there for years and years, but I think he didn't finalize every single word to it until he actually, or even after he hit it, he might have changed a word, or, oh my gosh, he might have changed some punctuation. Sean Dodson, don't go crazy. And from there, I think he changed a few little things. And then he's like, it's out. We're on. Let's go. So for me, that whole quote meant finalized. But I totally might be wrong. I'm totally wrong. I don't have the treasure.
So let's reread what he said. I could have written the poem before I hid the treasure chest, but I didn't. And I remember even on Dale's blog, he emailed Forrest to say, doesn't this kind of contradict what you've said previous? And Forrest responded, that's the way I remember it. I could have written
I think this is a Fenn clarifies. Why haven't you clarified with Fenn? Have you posted this on Thor? Have you on that thread?
That is a perfect one for him to clarify. So you should work your magic over there and see if he'll answer.
Wait, no. This is not about me asking him questions. Have you, as a dedicated
I
searcher,
have not
posted on Thor, the largest forum for Forrest Fenn, who clarifies these things? This.
All right. Well, I'm going to post it then. I'll post it tomorrow sometime and see if he responds. I could have written the poem before I hid the treasure chest, but I didn't.
Well, Sasha's in the room, so Sasha, I'd love to know what you think of it. Could have written before. I mean, because this
she
is
says
actually
she's drunk. At least she's honest. Don't judge her. She's honest.
You know what? I'm right with you, girl. I get dink. You're awesome. So, but this is one because she has said the stones part I'd never heard before Sasha, but the stone I had heard the stones part, and I heard of that from Chip that night at the bar. So, I mean, this is one that I think I think is a conundrum, which is exactly why he clarifies, and this is a clarifying question. So,
but okay, if we take him at his word when he says he was 79 or 80 when he hid the chest.
Why are we taking him at his word? Let's go back to AGK. He died the day after the book because everything is spun, conundrums, craziness after that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I'm going to listen to him when he says something. So how do I know it isn't associated with the structure? If you're not going to take him at his word, then why would you listen to any of the other stuff he said? I mean, I don't think he would outright lie. Maybe he's twisting something that we're supposed to. And then there's the important possibility that none of us have figured out. What's going on with that? Is it somehow tied to this? Could it somehow be tied to this? That doesn't make sense.
No, let's do number 2, and you'll see what the number 2 roundtable. And let's talk. Can I say just one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Sledneck asks, is Thor really the largest board? No. Dow's is the largest board, but that is not a forum. The largest forum is absolutely Thor. We get 100 hits a day. We have 500 people. Sled, you're on it all the time. You know this. The only other forums is Jenny's, is a place I shall not name because it is dead. And then there's a lot of smaller forums. The only forums out there where we're talking threads and is absolutely Thor. If someone wants to correct me, I have no problem with it. But Dow's is the most active community. And I would also say Reddit. Reddit's pretty active, but I will say forum 100%. And shame on you, Sledneck, for asking that question. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe he asked it so you could inform everybody of that fact.
Sled's good people, so that's probably
right.
Okay. So what were we talking about? Oh, the one important thing.
The one important possibility that we're all just not seeing, and we're the what ifs. I think when he says consider the what ifs, he said a deep thinking treasure searcher using logic could determine an important possibility. And then apparently he told somebody else there's one good clue that searchers could figure out but haven't. I think I'm paraphrasing there.
Yep, Jason. And I will tell you, I believe it's found in stanza 1. Number 2 roundtable. I know I haven't shared this with you, but this is organically happening. So,
and that's what the coffee with Cowlazars is all about. Things happen at Starbucks that you wouldn't believe. So that's what this is. This is the Starbucks of the chase. This hour right here.
Well, that's going to be once we can get around to getting a roundtable done. We had a show on Monday. I was on Flip last night. This tonight. I mean, we work. We have kids. We have all that. Yeah, that's going to be you. So wait for my roundtable too, and you will see what I think that one important possibility is, and I think that's going to change the game. But I will tell you, I don't know what it is because I would go and pick up the treasure chest, this weekend. But
well, then how's it going to change the game? What was that you just said?
Because there's one important possibility. Once I will give the direction, and somebody else will take that and go, oh my gosh, and then hopefully they give me the frog. And
just like that other treasure hunt you did where your son had it figured out and you told him to shut the hell up. Just kidding.
Mike, how you doing?
Just kidding. All right, Minotaur says, what is the most important quote that F has given a hint in your opinion? The most important quote.
100% the one he talked literally about me.
Oh, the don't search very far? That one?
Yeah. Surprise words to Christie, Kristie. That one. Go look it up. It's the most important. It changed the game for me. It should change the game for all of you.
But how? Well, that goes back to not far, but too far to walk. How far is far? I mean, what's
1/2 mile? For me now, it's 1/2 mile because it's a half mile out, half mile back. Everybody that has 2 and 3 and 4 miles and others, I won't call them out. This is 2.9. Nope. You're wrong.
But that's not from where warm waters halt to the chest. That's from the not.
No, it's from where you park your
Oh,
car to go
okay.
pick up the chest.
Half a
That
mile.
helped me.
Okay.
That helped me dramatically in giving up a solve that I needed to not be holding on to. So that for me, but that was I mean it's also nostalgic. You have him talk to you. I didn't know him at the time. That was my first email to him. So I mean that's why it's most important to me, because I know it was me because he spelled my name right. If there's another Christy out there, would you please step forward? I mean, that was me. So
Okay. I know that was directed at you. I agree with that. Because didn't you just email him the question and then he came out with that? Or no?
the next day, like within
Yeah.
12 hours. And then I actually took the email on this unnamed forum that I was a part of and put it up. And some people have it. My computer's crashed. I don't have the original email. Other people have the screen capture, which I think is hilarious. I've asked for it. If you have the screen capture, if you were on that forum at that time, please send it to me. It was my email. I should at least have a copy of it. And some people have asked me why I haven't posted it on Thor. It's because that computer crashed and all the emails crashed. I'm not able to get it. So I think it's totally ironic. I think it's awesome. So what's the answer for you, Mike? What's the most important quote you have ever heard? Considered.
I think not. I think not associated with a man-made structure is pretty huge, because that can eliminate a lot of places where people were going. So the outhouse and the mine and the cave, you know what I mean? It's just if I'm out in the field and I see something that's man-made, I know I can eliminate it. So I don't know. I guess that's for somebody who doesn't have a boots on the ground. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I think it eliminates a lot of possible solutions.
Okay, I like that one too. And Minotaur, he probably responded to a Christina, but that's not Christy. Sorry, that's not me. So, I mean, I'm sure he has lots and lots of people. I mean, he responds to so many different people. I'm sure there's a CH, but literally I emailed him.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, somebody, Captain Ahab Sinks was like, Forrest said the chest is 1/2 mile from where he parked. No, he said don't walk very far if you're looking. What was the do you know the exact quote? Because we don't want people to think. We don't want people to get confused and say.
Yeah, and you can get
Forrest
the exact
said,
word.
Yeah.
Okay, so so should I go over the whole story? It only takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or
we got hours and hours and hours. Go ahead.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for those of you that'll get bored with this, go drink a beer. Thor, everybody go take a drink. So I started about 3 years ago. I was 75 pounds heavier. My brother called me and said, I need somebody to go boots on the ground with me. I started hiking. After I started hiking, I had made it 1 mile that day, and I emailed Forrest Fenn. And I said, Forrest, I am worried about going boots on the ground, but at this point, I made it a mile today. Should I go boots on the ground or should I wait? I don't want any safety concerns. This was post Brandy Ballou, but before some of the other surgery. He did not answer me. The next morning, he put out a polite like email from Christy says, if you're going too far of distances hiking, you're going that's too far to walk or something like that. You can go find surprise words number 1, which was to me, said by my name within 12 hours of sending that email. And I emailed him at the time. He didn't email me back. And I said, thank you. I'm heading boots on the ground. So for me, when I know that I made it a mile that day, that tells me I'm not going more than a half mile out, half mile back. And I put it up on this other forum at the time, and that was it. And so for me, it's a half mile. That doesn't mean or it could be a mile because it's a mile. I told him I could go a mile and maybe the adrenaline of coming back. I don't know. I just know it's not going to be over a mile. The mile is my outer point. Half mile is my short point. And if it's more than a mile and my brother's solve was 3 miles out, I just told him I'm not going that far. I don't think I could have made it. I can make it that far now, but I couldn't have made it that far then. That was the reason that that half mile remark. So some people have asked me for the screenshot of the email. I don't have it anymore because I posted it on the forum I was a part of. Some people have it. I know one person that has it. Lucky Love, if you were to ever surface, I know you went on the different forums and said, I have it. I was there that day. I screen captured it. Please reach out and give it to me or give it to the forums. She's kind of gone, off, and I haven't heard from her.
Oh, for God's sakes. Hang on, everybody. Hang on.
What's happening?
We're okay. We're okay. Hang on. I'm playing. Hang on. In the middle of a live stream, which is great. Hey, is that better? Look at that. It's right side now, isn't it? Let me see in the video. Hang on. We'll see.
Oh, my God. You really care? This is like a girl working her hair in the middle. Come on. You're worried about that?
But now yours is backward. Son of a... I think.
don't care about these things. Cut it out. We're
All
talking
right.
content things. You're talking about like fluffy stuff.
So what was Forrest's actual quote?
I don't know. Go look
Dedicated
up
to you.
surprise.
Oh, well, did he
Surprise
say
words.
don't go far? He didn't actually say half a mile, did he? He said don't go far.
What he put out is exactly like, and somebody can look up the exact surprise words one. I'm not going to try to, because if I try, the whole thing will explode. But if you look up surprise words one on Jenny's site, it's like a polite email from Christy that says she's a corporate person. No, I said I was obese at the time, and I was, and he was very nice, and I did say I was corporate, so he was very kind in his words, and he said something like, if you're walking long distances, it's too far to walk, something like that. It's not exact. Go up on Jenny's Mysterious Writings, has them all up there. So that was now Kpro looks washed out. Great. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
I didn't do that though. That's your lighting source over there.
There's no way. This is you. You did whatever
so
it was.
So switch it back? All right.
And now Kpro is backwards. Oh, good job, Mike.
I know. So either I'm going to be backwards or you are. So I guess it's got to be me, right? All right.
Oh,
hang on,
now
everybody.
is there a hidden message behind Kpro's backwards compass?
Uh-oh. Okay. There could be.
Mike Cowlazars is the answer to this question. So, but
wait, what?
Your show again.
All
no,
right,
it's you messing with the back. That's not backwards.
Oh, son of a. Hang on, everybody.
No, this is Mike. Oh, there's a gypsy's kiss. They're in the house. Hi, Toby.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Toby. Just posted it above. It's in me backward compass. Yeah, I know. Home of Brown isn't the second clue.
No.
Canyon down.
Canyon down.
So what if where warm waters halt, the location, because I think we can all agree it is a location on a map, right? What if there are multiple canyons that leave that location?
That's an important possibility.
And take it in, but then how would we know which one? Maybe it's only one canyon, right? And I think down is the clue because it's telling you the direction. You're not going up the canyon, you're going down.
What does down mean to you? Does that mean south?
Down is water flow. Down is water flow.
Okay, so
elevation. In my opinion. Okay. Well, unless that crazy water is going the wrong way. Whichever way the water's flowing, that's the way I'm going down. Because if you float down a stream. So that could be the second clue. Even if there's only one canyon, I think people skip it. Like, well, this is the only canyon. But down is the clue. Do you go up the canyon? Do you go down? Boom, we just figured it out.
Okay, now they want to know, is there a hidden message with the backwards poem behind Cowlazars?
It's possible.
Well, it's just like when James...
If you draw a line from my eyes, it goes to the first clue, but I'm not going to tell you where it goes. And then right here's another one, and then there's a whole thing I'm working on for the Grand Adventure.
Well, it is funny because when we did the Jamie drawing and somebody said, how did you get $16,632 as the $10,000 match?
Oh, I know.
Literally, Forrest emailed me and said, what are we at right now? And that was the number. Everyone's like, it's a clue. And then we made up that big check.
Yep.
Mike and I were at the Office Depot together, and we had to find a template. And the check was like $16.32 or something. And everyone was like, it's a hint. And I'm like, it's a template. I mean, it was literally off the internet. It did not matter to him. So
I called Forrest and I said, what number check do we need to use? And that's what he told me. So that's what we
You're lying.
Of course, people see hints in so many things and there's just nothing there.
But I do that too. Every time somebody emails me.
Too far thing. That's not a hint. Wow. But you think it is. That is a helpful tip. That's a helpful tip. But I wouldn't call it a hint. Okay.
But some people question that it was it legit? Was it not? Because if it doesn't fit, well, just like he said, does punctuation matter? His answer was no.
Nope, not at all.
But then some other people have huge offense to that. And so if it doesn't fit everybody has to figure out what they want, but every time he says something explicitly, like we could rule out is 5,000. Should it not be in the 4 search states? Should it not be 10-2? Should it actually be in an outhouse? Should it actually be in a dam? Or should it be in a structure? I can rule all of them back in. It's like, we've got to figure out, when he talks in absolutes, when he talks in Fenn speak, where it's like kind of mushy, I don't exactly know what he means. And he's saying it kind of, but when he says no, and when he says yes, when he talks in absolutes, I listen to him, but that's just me. I don't have the treasure chest. I don't know. I'm just one of you.
I saw that, Toby, so thanks. I'll probably be calling you this weekend. I'm just going to sit here and figure it out for 12 hours over the weekend. So
If it matters, no, because we have so many other things to do. There's other
Other
there's
things going
other
on. I know.
projects. There's other things going on. If this bothers anybody, really, really, really.
It's funny. There are no hints. There's only the hints that Forrest Fenn gives, and are those hints? We don't know. I mean, the hints he gives publicly. You know what I mean? Where can a
Yeah.
person get a large map like you have of the Rockies? I printed this map because I have access to a plotter, so it's copyrighted though. What Benchmark has said officially, because Lisa emailed them and asked, and I put it in one of the Forrest Fenn Says What vlogs, is they said if you own a copy of Too Far to Walk, you are allowed one personal map on your wall. So then on Dale's blog, there was a high-res JPEG of the map, and that's what I used. So take it to Kinko's, take it to FedEx, or wherever it prints things, and maybe they'll print you up one. But a lot of people have said, can you buy them? And I'm like, no. Benchmark's Maps sells them on their website, but I don't know if they're this big. They sell a smaller version.
I don't
I
think
think.
that. Yeah, I think
Right.
they're. And Minotaur, I agree with you. If we're just picking and choosing which quotes mean something, isn't that dangerous? Yes. So I think the ones that are absolute, where he says 5,000, 10,000, too. Well, exactly what a Gypsy's Kiss did this week. That's exactly. For me, there was the obvious ones, which are the ones that were absolutes. And then everybody has their interpretation. How else are you going to find this? You have to take a leap of faith and say, this one matters to me, this one matters to me, this one matters to me. Otherwise, we're not solving this. And there's a lot of us not solving this.
Like everybody, apparently. Now, if somebody found it years ago and just never said anything, that person's in trouble.
No,
If we ever find
Forrest
out.
is,
Oh,
even
that's
though
right.
Forrest said
Yeah.
both, he said in the press, I know the type of searcher and they would tell me, but then he said he would know. And so he's been a little bit, I mean, this is a little bit of a conundrum, but when I email him and say, has it been found? He'll say no. And I think there's either my opinion, like webcam, or the other big one is, and I've asked every searcher I've asked has answered it one way. If they find the chest and they open it and it says, there is, if you return this, I have a trust set up and you get $10 million or $5 million. Would you return it? Every single person has said yes. So that might be the way he knows.
Well,
and you have 30 days or something like that.
I wonder if that's the important possibility that he said a deep thinking treasure searcher could use logic. I wonder if there's that one item in the chest that he's never told us about. I wonder if we're supposed to somehow figure out what that is. Like there's paperwork, there's something in there because he says the person who finds it is really going to like it. So
there's that high res picture, and I put up on Thor. He put the high res picture, and then he put a copyright. It said copyrighted cannot, and I had to get written permission to be able to post it on Thor. Maybe that is there some hint in the contents of the chest? I am a firm believer the answer is yes. Can I figure it out? No. Sean Martinez, I need your investigative skills. There is something inside that treasure chest that is going to break this loose, in my opinion.
That's interesting.
No
well, maybe we
idea.
could do a show on that. If you get permission from him to put it in a show, then maybe we could look at it and go over it.
I already have written permission. So as far as
For
and I said on anything, no, I didn't put for Thor. He gave me written permission, but maybe on my channel, but not.
Exactly, because you have the Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You see where I went there. Yeah, we'll see.
Rather, in the book or in the poem, did Mr. Fenn tell us where warm waters halt exactly? Oh, I don't think he tells us exactly in either one. I think we have to figure it out. But I think there's got to be a hint in the book. If there's not a hint to what warm waters halt is, remember the is or the where. How are you going to find where if you don't know what it is? There's got to be a hint to what it is in the Thrill of the Chase. That's
right. But there's two. Okay, so he has said we could solve this just with the poem and the map and all that. The book, I think, has too many possibilities and will take us astray. So like when Bill Kaiser called me and said, okay, I'll now borrow your book, I thought, you're going to go down bunny holes you never thought your mind could even go down. And he's like, no, he's frustrated. He's going to try something. But this is where my search partner said, I won't even look at the book. I sent it to him. He sent it back to me. He said, no, because my mind is going to go where Forrest wants my mind to go. And it's going to confirm things. And I actually said, how many ahas do people have the first time they read the book related to their song?
GPS coordinates. I made that video. Yeah. So what do you think that when he wrote the book, he purposely put things in it to mislead people?
No, I think
to make you go down rabbit holes.
I think he purposely put chapters in that would put you in every bunny hole related to man.
Right, and that's right, purposely, because he knows people are going to do that, right? Like when he says thank Thor. What does he say thank Thor for? You know what I mean? Why is that in there? Why is there
that many misspellings? I did a whole 6 months on every misspelling known to man, and there's so many misspellings. I have his other books. He knows how to write a book without a misspelling in it. Why does he have
Right. He
that
did it
many
on purpose.
misspellings?
Right.
He
Right.
absolutely did on purpose. And I don't think he did it on purpose to say it's a hint. I think he did it on purpose to put us down bunny holes to say, get back to that damn poem.
Like any good treasure hunt, there's red herrings. Exactly.
No, and I disagree with that.
But a rabbit hole is a red herring.
That's why I don't like breakfast tea and bourbon. Once he started doing all that shenanigans, I was gone.
You had the book? You read it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we just never talked back then, did we?
No, we didn't. And that everybody's like, you've known Mike forever. No. Before this
Through the
treasure,
videos.
I bought one of these, and then I bought a bunch of these because of something that happened a couple months ago. But before 4 months ago, I mean, I knew about the famous Cowlazars, but other than that, I didn't know. And
that's a good point, Minotaur. He said because he wanted the poem on the coin, he believes War Water's Halt is in the poem. And he says all you need is the poem, so that's true. That's true.
Sure is. So there's a clue in this coin. Is that what
that's why everybody bought them, I think, because there was a clue in there. There's 9 clues in that coin, actually, right? When you think about it. The question is there any hints? And
so if he has said, oh, why don't we just do we want to tee up our answer to, because I have no idea what your answer is to number 2 roundtable.
Well, we'd have you could allude to it, but we'd have to make a separate video, right?
We have to make a separate. That's the rules. We already broke the rules by doing it collaboratively. I think there are 9, but I think there's entire stanzas that don't have 9. I'm not a 9-sentence 9. Because he has said the first hint, the first clue is WWWH. So if number 1 is WWWH in that second stanza, what's the first stanza for?
Right.
I have strong opinions on this.
All right. Well, maybe after this we'll make the video and I'll release it in the morning. So everybody, when you get up and you have your coffee and breakfast, check out the Warm Waters Halt video. I'll put it on both our channels.
Then get a plane ticket and just head to
it's over. Yeah. I think getting caught up in your mind is where he makes mistakes. Am I wrong? Forrest Fenn is where who makes mistakes. I think getting caught up in your mind is where he makes mistakes. I don't know what you mean. Who do you mean, Minotaur?
Buffalo Cowboys is what Gregory says.
There are 9 clues on the coin, Toby. You're right.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Now, there might be more. Maybe the front, he gave Illinois Ghost some, is that in his, the front of it? Does that make some? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Maybe something there. Maybe that's the 10th clue. Maybe that there's a coin that has a 10th clue.
If you could look at that tree pattern and find that in Yellowstone, maybe you'll know. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Any good treasure hunt tells you exactly where to start. Where does F do it for us?
In the poem.
First,
you have to start in the poem, right? He's not going to give us. There's 4 states. You could say that's a starting point, but
is Shelly in there? Shelly's in the house. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Shelly. Okay. I'm sorry.
She said the best clue is that it is only sold. Oh, because they're in the New Mexico camp. It's only sold at the Collected Works bookstore in Santa Fe.
Not forever. No, well, there's also, it's sold on eBay and it might also be sold elsewhere.
Amazon. It's sold on Amazon. But in the beginning, it was only at the bookstore, I think is what their point is.
And actually, that was a really good point that Illinois Ghost, I'm like Sean right now, Illinois Ghost made of when this started, it was a very small, compact area. And he just said north of Santa Fe, it was only at Collected Works bookstore. Doesn't that show that it's going to be somewhere in New Mexico? And actually, I thought that was a really good point. And that's part of I'd already moved down to New Mexico by then, but it helped validate confirmation bias that I was in New Mexico.
Didn't he know Dorothy beforehand at the Collected Works bookstore? Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be why he said, here, you sell this book?
He's always been for the small bookstore.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because he's not going to go to Random House or one of these big publishers and say, here, I wrote a book, but I can't make any money from it. So here, you do it. So he went to the little bookstore.
Could be.
Right.
Could be.
Are there any bookstores up by Yellowstone? I mean, is there a bookstore up there he could have given it to? I don't know. I haven't been there.
Yes.
Oh, there is?
Or he could have gone with a major manufacturer or told Collected Works, you're going to partner with one that's up in the Yellowstone area. And he has decided, had some conversations about this, and no, he's not interested in that. He wants it at Collected Work bookstore, which I understand. But if somebody wanted to buy a set of them from Collected Works and then have a premium up in other key areas, I mean, that's called being entrepreneurial. He can't stop that, but he wants Collected Works bookstore to be the beneficiary of his Not only this book, all of his books. I mean, all of his,
Right.
some of his other books are elsewhere, but this one, I think this was his legacy to say, make sure that the small bookstore, it's a special place to him. Allie's here.
I am watching the football game, Copper Dan. That's why I keep looking over. I'm just checking the score. That's all. It's on mute.
That's all. What's the over/under today?
We already hit the over, so I already hit that bet. That was almost hit at halftime, so everybody was right that it was going to be a high-scoring game.
Okay, Mr. Vegas.
Do you even know what the over/under is?
I know what it means, but do I even know who's playing tonight? No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
I have other things happening.
I hear you.
Mr. Vegas.
Yeah, there's secrets. There's secrets flying around.
That's not true. There's just things that are not ready to be put out there.
That's true. That's true. There is a difference there. That's true. But they're coming, so stay tuned because they're coming.
They're going to be awesome.
Right. All right, we're almost at an hour, everybody. So I am not going to be on next Thursday. I've got something important that I've got to take care of. So next Thursday I will not be on, but I'll be on the following Thursday, and I'll be on Monday on Kpro show. So.
Every Monday, you fully committed, even though you're going to be wishy-washy about Thursday. And if you've noticed on the Thor spreadsheet, I have taken him off of Thursdays because he can't commit to every Thursday.
Right.
Then that means somebody else can get that spot. I think it's important if somebody commits to every week, like Mike and I have on Monday,
right.
That's the spot that's committed. And then everybody else, you just put them out when you feel like it and you want to. And I like Mike's perspective. When I have something to say, I'm going to put it out. He has a good following. That's how it's going to be. Allie says, I'm excited for Monday night show. I think that means she's saying.
Do I get to know beforehand who's on, or is this going to be a surprise? Well, actually, I will know because I need to know who to send the invite to. So at least Monday I'll know, right?
I will give you some generic emails, and you're muted. That's all you need.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think we're having a good enough time. We'll invite you. Well, and the big thing is the after show. So, or the
abduction. That's right.
Are you? I know you're abducting the panel. Are you gonna the women that I wasn't the ladies I weren't able to get on? Are you gonna put them on? Are you not?
It is going to be a ladies only abduction after the Monday night show. So I will invite anybody's address you send me to because you're in contact with them. So anybody that wants to be on the abduction, you just let me know to send them the invite. So if we have 12, we have 12, or however many it is. All right. So sorry, guys. Ladies only on Monday night for the abduction.
Hey, Minotaur, I saw RFHecky's in here. Susie, send me an email. I need your email to get you the invite part. I can't. I've been trying to get it out to the forum. If I don't have an email, we don't have a way to get a Zoom. So that's first step. And I go over actual topics. I go over kind of how we flow and all of that. So I want to make sure everybody's in that flow of things so there's no surprises and everybody kind of rolls and has fun. And we all have to make fun of Mike, and that's a rule.
Yeah, it's kind of easy, isn't it? All right. Yeah. Hey, and I'm not making her wear a T-shirt, even though she lost the bet. I let it go. Although I reserve the right to bring it up at a future date. In case I lose a bet, then we're even. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
It doesn't work that way. Oh, all right.
No, we'll have to make maybe a side bet. I don't know.
And your T-shirt was backward last Monday, so sorry about that. I'll figure that out. If you're going to happen to wear it again this Monday.
You know what? If that's a big deal to you, you be you, dude. But come on.
You could care less, huh? Yeah,
right. I could care less. Like, my shark's tooth is backwards. Like, who cares? Come on. Who cares? Decoy, is that backwards or I don't know.
No, I'm backwards in this one. Yours is right side. I'm the one that's backwards. So, Toby, I'm going to be calling you this weekend because I got to figure out what I'm doing. I think I need to redo the whole command center, but that's fine.
He's on my speed dial. So, anyway.
All right, everybody. Well, I think that's going to do it. We hit 1 hour. Thanks for everybody who showed up. Remember, email me if you want a copy of the Thrill Chase and you don't have one and you donated to the Jay Diggins raffle. You all right over there, Kpro?
Yeah, I'm writing down an email that's in the chat room, and I'm making sure that I get it before it because the chat room is still going. So thank you, Susie. I have your email now. I appreciate that. And so does everyone in the chat room.
Well, Shelly, if you would have watched the first episode, you would know that we had a little bet going. She asked, why do you have to wear a T-shirt when you lose it? Because that was the bet. We had planned on it beforehand. If it was anything I could come up with, she'd be in trouble. But we already said it was going to be a T-shirt beforehand. So
Be
what's the
good,
bet for
be
Monday?
good.
Should we have another one? Do you think we'll get 100 people in the chat room this Monday
Oh
again?
no, we're gonna have to come up with something different that I'm going to win. So I have to come up with it. I don't know. And I do have to say I haven't talked to Mike yet because we've been busy doing other stuff. Contests are going to start on Thursday. I have too many of these, and I've got to rub them in Cowlazar's face because I have more than he does. So we're going to start these and contests, and we already have one going on Thor, but I'm going to kind of transition of doing them on Thor to doing them on here. Maybe it'll be a joint thing, but we got to get some contests going. I don't know if it's number of subscribers. I don't know what it is, but I have too many of these, and they need to get out to the great searchers of this community. So I think this next week we might, for ladies' night, start it up. I
So
don't know.
only a lady could win one, maybe, because it is ladies'
No,
night? Well,
no.
oh, all
Maybe.
right. I thought that was a good idea. My bad.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll have fun. We'll have fun with it. Something will be fun. So if you have ideas, email me or put them on Thor. We're starting to get ideas for different, maybe best video. After that video from Top Dog, that was
yeah, that was cool.
and
Oh yeah, best video. That's a great idea.
I do have to say, sorry, I do have to say, I need to put out an apology. I had assumed because of the shadow that he was standing. He said he had his car door open. He was standing. He was able to get back in his car. There was no safety issues. So I
Oh, okay.
apologize to the lead dog out there. That was my mistake. I made an assumption. I wasn't there. I didn't know. So sorry, lead
Oh,
dog.
you got an offer from Toby, $100 for each medallion. We've got an offer.
I've been offered a lot more. And this is what I said and remember, Mike, you didn't, I don't think actually cared. I said, if I could get 20 off of you, I will make sure they get into the average person's hands.
Right.
And
She said
the
she's
average
not going to
searcher.
sell
I'm
them.
not going to sell them. Now, I have to tell you, AGK has been so good to me. If you want to do a contest that gets into the average person's hands, let's talk because you guys are awesome and you've always supported me. And I know you said I owe you today, and I'm like, no, it's like 100 to 1 right now. So let's talk AGK because you guys did some cool stuff with the skull and all of that.
That was pretty neat.
Let's talk because if these get into the average searcher's hands, or just not even the average, like just the searcher's hands, the ones that are maybe they already have one or whatever. Let's talk AGK. They're my peeps too. Okay.
All right, everybody, that's it. That's the first Coffee with Cowlazars and Kpro. So we will see you Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time for the all-female panel, and you don't know who's going to be on it. You just have to tune in. So now we have to break 150 people in the chat. That's the next goal, 150 people in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to Kpro's The Raven's Nest. And, yeah, there's some things coming up that are going to be a lot of fun. The coins and some other things. So I hope you guys stick around, and we will see you next time.
Bye.